song. That's right. Just once in the past, I underwent training in order to step into the world of witches. I accepted that the only power which could save me from my sad, painful days at St. Lucia Academy was the thing called magic, and I received Maria One-chan's introduction to the basics.
広大な空間をイメージ。峠のドライブインから麓を見下ろした時の風景。
I projected that scene from a memory into my mental world. Normal little girls get over their admiration of magical girls during elementary school, training in absolute earnest to use magic at this age. Have to say, I'm embarrassed of myself. But even that embarrassed emotion felt pleasant to me now. Right now, I was learning mental concentration from Maria One-chan in order to use magic, but it wasn't going very well. It was about as hopeless as going to a person who can wiggle their ears, asking them how they do it, and expecting to learn anything at all from their demonstration. It seems that you need to imagine a vast space to gain the mental concentration for using magic. So I remembered the time from my younger days when my family had gone on a small vacation, and I had looked down towards the base of a mountain from a viewing platform at the rest stop on the peak, and I tried painting this scene in my mental world.
まだまだ狭い。もっともっと広い空間をイメージして、そして園児だけの心象世界を作り上げるの。まだまだイメージが霞んでる。空気に温度もないし、風もない。匂いもない。まだまだ世界が希薄。それらは後でもいいから、今はとにかくもっと広い世界をイメージして。ウリュウ、どうして広い空間のイメージが必要なの？人間の体内には生まれながらにして魔法を妨げる毒素があるんだよ。その毒素を浄化しないと魔法はうまく使えないの。そのために有効な方法の一つが広大な空間をイメージすることなんだよ。
I love that serious face she puts on. Look at her.
さっきは飛行機の窓から見た世界を思い描いたけど、それもダメだったわ。もっと広大な世界なんて見当もつかない。ならマリアの持つ広大な世界をエンジェにも教えてあげればいいよ。そしたらエンジェにもイメージがしやすくなるんじゃない？ウリュウ。そうね。私もお姉ちゃんはどんな世界をイメージして魔法を使ってるのか興味があるわ。私もそれを参考にする。ダメだよ。心象世界は広大で、そして孤独じゃないといけないの。自分以外に一切遮るものがない世界だから、その世界を人に教えたらその世界は孤独ではなくなってしまう。だから心象世界は誰にも明かしちゃダメなの。
What? Okay.
だからエンジェも上手に心象世界を描けたら、それは自分だけの秘密の世界にするんだよ。
And she's just now learning this.
ウリュウ、マリアケチンボ。ありがとう、サクタロ。修行に近道なしってわけだわ。努力してみる。大丈夫。ヒントは十分もらえてるわ。
You got it, Anji.
ウリュウ、エンジェ、頑張れ。
I had come to think that there was no way I could be saved by something like magic. After all, magic doesn't exist in this world. What kind of thing should be nothing more than a fantasy, a delusion, a daydream, that kind of thing? However, Maria One-chan had shown that she could fill her own world with happiness using a power that was impossible for me. I had been looking down on that happiness as an empty happiness. I had been denying it all, thinking that because I didn't accept magic, I couldn't accept the happiness that came from it either. Okay. But Maria One-chan's world grew happier and happier. In the past, I had disparaged it, calling it painful to look at. But that might have been nothing more than jealousy. It was time for me to admit that. She focuses on the good things. And doing so was my first step in my search for happiness. A vast space, a dry wind that can blow unobstructed by everything. Let me feel that wind by blowing through my hair. What? I'm making up words. Let me feel that wind blowing through my hair. What the fuck did I say? Oh, yes. Even the ground might block me as I am now. Then I don't need it. Really? You're just gonna fly in the air? Push the ground away, downwards. Or just make it disappear altogether. Just be in the universe, just floating. In other words, it was as though I had floated up, leaving the ground far behind. After pushing it further and further downwards, the ground grew foggy and faint, and for the first time, I began to feel the sky. Isn't that scary? I'm scared of heights. Oh, I'm hella scared of heights. Oh no. This looks pretty though. Then I understood its vastness. In that instant, I felt the vivid wind pass straight through my body. In other words, blow through without any resistance. Through the body, okay. So you're just having shit go through you.
そう。その感覚を維持して。ええ、わかる。
I'm focusing on the background, yo. I like that.
すべての妨げから解放されてるのが。
I skipped the dialogue.
やったエンジェ！魔女の世界への最初の第一歩を踏み出した。これが魔女の世界。
My girl, she's evolving. She's getting better.
じゃあ、エンジェがずっと望んできた魔法を練習してみよう。お友達を呼び出す魔法。エンジェを寂しさから救い出してくれる味方を作り、それによって幸せになる魔法を。エンジェにも僕みたいなお友達が呼び出せるの？うりゅうりゅう今のエンジェにはゼロの海からサクタロほどの友達を呼び出すにはまだまだ早いね。最初は呼び出しやすい友達から練習しよう。
Oh, look at her. She's so happy.
最初は何を？エンジェはマリアージュ・ソルシエールの魔女だから。同盟の魔女が刺激する存在はエンジェもまた刺激することが許されてる。例えばサクタロは私の友達だけど、同じ同盟のエンジェにとっても友達で、そして召喚することができる。今度試しにサクタロを呼び出してみて。寂しくて辛い時、サクタロがきっと元気づけてくれるよ。
Alright. You could call Sakutaro a being employed by One-chan. So, as a witch in the same alliance as One-chan, it's also possible for me to summon Sakutaro. I met Sakutaro's gaze. What a joy it would be to have him just be sitting there by my pillow, so he could talk to me a bit on lonely nights.
私が呼びかけたら、あなたが現れて話し相手になってくれる？うりゅう！エンジェが呼び出してくれるのを楽しみにしてる。
That's cute. Look at her, she's even blushing. Looking happy, Sakutaro playfully pressed and rubbed his head against me like a cat. Suddenly, getting this cute younger brother left me feeling a bit confused, a bit embarrassed, and a bit happy. Unable to understand why I hadn't been able to honestly accept this feeling, I felt tears well up in my eyes.
お姉ちゃん、私頑張るわ。じゃあ、練習をしてみよう。同じ同盟の魔女、ベアトリーチェの家具を呼び出してみよう。
No. So we're gonna summon the stakes?
ベアトリーチェの家具。
Hearing Beatrice's name mentioned gave me a slightly strange feeling. When it came to the crime on Rokkenjima, the public had made a lot of noise about it being a witch's sacrificial ritual or something like that. And that witch was Beatrice. So if the culprit of that crime was a witch, it would mean that this very woman was the culprit who took away my family. However, according to Maria One-chan, Beatrice was a good witch. If I held negative emotions toward Beatrice, she would get mad, argue with me, and call me mean, and refuse to talk to me for a while. One-chan was my only close friend right now, so to avoid worsening the mood of my close friend, I had decided to think of Beatrice as nothing more than One-chan's magic master. And anyway, my belief is that the crime was a murder plot hatched by Aunt Ava. Someday, I'm definitely gonna bring that all to light.
エンジ、また体内に妨げが混じってるよ。
ごめんなさい。集中を書いたわ。もう一度。
One-chan is really something. She instantly noticed that I was being overcome with idle thoughts. After shaking my head just once, I reimagined the wind blowing through the vast sky.
煉獄の7姉妹。なんだか物騒な名前ね。
でも、とっても賑やかで楽しい子たちだよ。エンジェの新しいお友達になってくれるかもしれない。
But she already summoned them. Why is she talking like this her first time?
まずは、私が呼び出してみせるね。
Maybe this is the back.
見てて。
Like before it happened? Maria One-chan lifted both hands up to the level of her head and quietly unified her mind. The state that I could not attain without meditating for a long period of time, she reached in the span of a few quick breaths. Then, a pale blue light began to gather in her palms, and then one by one, the girls began to show themselves. All that fucking laughing. Okay. 6. All 7 of these bitches appeared? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. My favorite number. And then 7. The way they were summoned one after another in a line was overwhelmingly impressive. Look at them all staring at her. Incredible. The 7 sisters of purgatory, just like the illustrations in One-chan's grimoire. The younger sisters were behind the eldest, Lucifer, who saluted One-chan.
煉獄の7姉妹、ここに。マリア卿、ご無沙汰を申し上げております。
久しぶりだね。みんなも元気？
我ら家具は、刺激されてこそ家具。久しぶりのお呼び出しを、心より光栄に思います。
サク太郎！お久しぶり！
What they gonna do to her?
相変わらず美味しい！じゃなか
I
った。
fucking knew it. Bitch wanna eat him. I knew they wanna kill him. They wanna stab him and shit.
今日もふかふかプニプニしててかわいい。
So this is like, again, we're in the 1990s.
私にも抱かせて、私にも抱かせて。うりゅう、苦しい。僕は逃げないから離してみんな。
Oh.
こら、あんたたち！マリア卿の家具を壊す気？とにかく離れなさいよ。抱きしめるの禁止。
そう言ってるサタン姉が一番抱きしめたがってるよ。
私は別にあんなふかふかのプニプニのワンワンなんて興味ないんだから。
I never expected them to have this type of, like, I never expected them to like stuff like that.
こら！
If it's fluffy and cute, they like it.
マリア卿とエンジェ様の御前よ。静かになさい、この愚昧ども。
They were so energetic. The sudden burst of activity as soon as they appeared left me stunned. And even greater than that was my surprise that the innocent Sakutaro was on such good terms with the 7 sisters.
意外。
So they've met before.
サク太郎があんな物騒な連中にこんなに可愛がられてるなんて。
Yeah, by some crazy bitches.
同じ同盟の仲間たちだもん。怖くなんかないよ。
でも万が一彼女らの機嫌を損ねちゃったら、サク太郎あっという間にやられちゃいそう。
大丈夫。同盟の魔女とその家具はみんな仲良しなの。だからサク太郎も安心して遊べるの。それはもちろん私やエンジェも同じだよ。
One of the treaties of okay, now then, the second word is sorcery, isn't it? Mirage? Maria, I gotta look up this fucking pronunciation. One of the treaties of I'm just gonna call it magic sorcery. Mutual non-aggression and non-interference. Member witches must respect each other's magic and creations. Even the sisters, who are normally extremely combative and dangerous, interacted with fellow alliance members as friends. So to the seven sisters, Sakutaro was a common friend. But this bitch talked about eating him. He was loved by all of the seven sisters, and they were even trying to steal him away from each other. This scene, as they all surrounded him and loved him, was actually a bit
な
charming.
るほど。マリアージュ・ソルシエールの仲間同士なのね。
At a glance, you'd think that Sakutaro's easygoing atmosphere and the seven sisters' unsettling one would be like water and oil. They looked like they'd never be compatible, and yet they were interacting in such a friendly way as if it was completely natural. If all the people of the world could be joined in this wonderful alliance, I wonder if the whole world, could immediately become friends.
七姉妹のみんな聞いて。今エンジェは魔法の修行中なの。だからみんなの力を貸してほしいの。
かしこまりました、マリア卿。しかし、具体的には何を？
君たちを権限させる魔力を私からエンジェに移す。その状態でいつも彼女の身近にいてあげてほしいの。彼女の話し相手になったりしてあげるだけでいい。
恐れながら、エンジェ様の魔力では、私たち七姉妹すべてを四六時中呼び出し続けるのは容易なことではないかと。
The oldest sister, Lucifer, gauged my reaction as she advised this, speaking reservedly. In short, she was saying that the burden might be too heavy for me at this point in time.
そういう修行なの。エンジェはみんなが想像しているより才能と魔力があるよ。ちょっぴり辛いかなとは思うけど、今のエンジェなら挑戦する価値はあると思う。エンジェ、今から彼女たちを権限させる魔力を君に切り替える。つまりエンジェが呼び出したのと同じ状態になるの。
Oh fuck, really? So what Maria Onea-chan was trying to say was something like this. To keep the seven sisters manifested, you are burdened continuously with a significant amount of magical power. Maybe you could say it was like training while wearing weighted wristbands.
ウリュウ、七姉妹全員はかなり大変。
Is my girl gonna be
エ
fine?
ンジェ、いきなりは厳しくない？
ありがとう、サク太郎。でも、魔女になるための修行だしね。やれるところまでやってみるわ。
The seven of them certainly do seem boisterous. But even if they're doing it for the sake of my training, having them be with me will surely distract me from my loneliness at least a little. I understood it would be an ordeal, but before anything else, I wanted to give it a shot.
もしも辛かったら無理をしないでね。みんなもエンジェが辛そうだったら加減してあげて。
かしこまりました。わかったね、あんたたち。それではエンジェ様、これより我ら煉獄の七姉妹はエンジェ様の家具となります。
Wow.
マリア卿、お願いいたします。
じゃあエンジェ、始めてもいい？
いいわ。ちょっと緊張する。
ウリュウ、
You got it, Angie.
いきなりは辛いかも。頭痛になりそうだったらすぐに魔力を減らしてね。じゃあ魔力ソースをエンジェに移すよ。
Oh shit. Last time she had like a throbbing headache just from summoning, how many was it? 5, I think? All 7 of them at once? At least outputting that much power to keep them up. Instantly, the inside of my head felt very heavy. This is, yes, it's tough. Until then, the inside of my head had been used only for myself. It was almost like it was now also being used for 7 other people. Their mere presence there, blinking, or even letting out a single breath, was placing an enormous weight on the inside of my
マリア
head.
卿、恐れながらやはり一度に七姉妹全員の負荷は重すぎるかと。
大丈夫。
My girl is a fighter too.
やっぱりダメかな。権限に全勢力を使っちゃってる。日常生活と両立できないほどの負荷じゃ意味がない。何しろ魔女としてこれじゃちょっと優雅じゃないね。
And you still did it, Maria.
ウリュウ、だからいきなりこんなに大勢は無理だって言った。 みんな少し姿を消してあげて。
そうね。人数を減らした方が良さそう。アスモ、姿を消しなさい。
また私？末っ子いじめ反対。たまには上から消えてよ。それじゃあ私が2番目に消えなきゃならないじゃない。やだやだやだ。
アスモもレビアネーも騒がないの。そういう騒ぎが余計エンジェ様の負担になるのよ。あんたが騒ぐのも負担になるのよ、バカサタン。
Oh fuck. What are they doing to my girl? Just disappear, someone, anyone. The seven sisters started arguing over who should vanish first. All of the energy of the fight became a burden, imposing an even greater headache upon Anji. Oh shit, is she blacking out? In the end, they decided the order with rock, paper, scissors, and they began to disappear. One of them, two, three. Oh shit. Three of them gone? Hopefully that's more comfortable. But even at that level, Angie was still far from comfortable. What about one? In the end, I was finally able to calm my breathing when 6 of them had erased themselves. With my magical power, forget the 7 sisters. Just one of them is my limit.
ああ、これじゃあ7姉妹じゃなくて私一人じゃないですか。エンジェ様、ちょっと頼りないです。
This bitch again. Mammon, who had won her way through the rock, paper, scissors and received permission to remain until the end, complained.
ウリュウ、マモン、そんなこと言っちゃダメ。エンジェはまだまだ修行中。大丈夫エンジェ？頭痛、大丈夫
Sakutaro stretched on his tiptoes and did little hops trying to pat Angie's head. Watching this, Maria scratched her head, acknowledging that this sudden training had been too difficult.
ちょっと荒行すぎたかな。
Austere?
マリア、これくらいなら全然平気だけど、友達いっぱいいればいるほど楽しいし。
お姉ちゃんの凄さを改めて思い知るわ。
According to Maria One-chan, when you reach her class, you can even summon enough people at once to make up an orchestra. And yet she calls herself a witch apprentice. That's awe-inspiring.
大丈夫ですか？
Well, I mean, Virgilia and Beatrice, they summoned like fucking giant... They had like a full-on mech battle.
エンジェ様。
ごめんなさいね。私にはあなた一人を呼び出すのがやっとみたい。
ま、私はこれでもいいかな。だって、7姉妹で私だけが、エンジェ様の家具を独り占めだし。いかがですか、エンジェ様？私一人なら、不可にはなりませんか？
ええ、あなた一人ならなんとかね。
よかったー。なら、いっぱい修行して、いっぱい魔力を養ってください。そして、いつかきっと7姉妹で、揃ってお仕えさせてください。約束ですよ。
After checking that there was at least nothing wrong with her own manifestation, Mammon immediately returned to a good mood and tried to make me promise to work even harder. Yes, I can see the greed in her. But maybe you could also call it positivity. I would call it right now. I mean, she's cheering you on.
約束するわ。そのくらいはいつかできなくちゃね。
ありがとう。
My headache finally abated, and I relaxed both hands, which had been clutching at my head. Then Mammon stuck out her hand and helped me to stand back up.
ウリュウ。あ、マリア、エンジェ、もうこんな時間だよ。もう部屋に戻らないと叱られる。
Oh yes, she's sleeping, right. Oh, how dizzying. Wait a minute. She's not sleeping. Where the hell is she? I hadn't expected Sakutaro to talk about the time. I was brought back into reality. As though the light had disappeared from it, the vast world sank into the darkness. And I was in a tiny, tiny bathroom stall, sitting on a toilet. One-chan's grimoire was open on my lap. I looked at the clock. It was almost 8 p.m., time for lights out. If I show up late for the roll call before lights out, Not only do they make an annoying fuss about it, but it causes trouble for my roommates and floor mates as well. I couldn't care less about causing them trouble, but I'd rather not have to deal with the annoying interference that would come as a result. That's the end of my me time for today. I'll go to bed, wake up tomorrow, I'll go to bed, wake up, tomorrow will begin, and another long, gray-colored day will repeat again. I closed the grimoire and rose from the toilet seat. So she was in the bath? I thought she was over there at the fucking, at the hotel. One-chan appeared again and spoke.
ほら、エンジェ。修行を忘れてるよ。マモンを連れて行って。
I'd forgotten. The moment I'd returned to reality, I'd stop manifesting Mammon. One more time, I created a strong image of the existence of Mammon in my mind.
もう、エンジェ様ったらひどいです。いきなり私を消すなんて。そんなんじゃ、7姉妹を全員呼ぶなんて、なかなかできませんよ。
ごめんなさい。うっかりしてたわ。
人間界に権限するのはすごい久しぶりなので、何から何まで興味深いです。ちょっぴりワクワクしてます。ここはどこですか？
聖ルチーア学園の寮。ここはその共用トイレの個室。各部屋にトイレはあるから、ここには誰も来ない。静かで、本を読むにはちょうどいいの。
ここの寮は本を読むにも、トイレの個室に隠れなきゃならないの？文書でもやってるんですか？
I have a double room, so my roommate is always there. Our relationship is strained, and it feels like I'm always being ignored. The atmosphere is bad, so it's really not a place I can relax. And it's good for her as well. As long as I'm not there, she can go all out, call her friends, and have a chatting party. It's more convenient for her too if I don't return until just before lights out. Come on, Angie, you really can't make one single friend? Isn't that a little too much? There's also the library, but the group that uses that as a meeting place is constantly whispering about me. So I don't like to go to the library either. During lunch, it's the bushes behind the school building. During the night, it's the stall and the communal bathroom in the dorms. Those are the only hideaways where I can be given peace. I opened the door to the stall and went out. I turned around, signaling with my eyes for Mammon to come with me.
よくわからないけれど、エンジ様にとってとても快適とは言い難い場所だってことがわかったわ。早く表に出ましょう。ここの空気、
そう？ここの空気が一番まともなんだけどね。
When I left the bathroom and exited into the corridor, because it was near lights out, all the girls who had gone to play in other rooms were dashing back to their own. When it came time for lights out, we had to change into uniform pajamas that we hated and called prison clothes, line up in the hallway, and go through the dorm leader's roll call. If by some chance someone were to be late for this, we would be made to take collective responsibility, and all of us floor mates would have to undergo a punishment that went by the name of volunteer work. As long as I took care to avoid this, the girls would disregard me coldly, but they wouldn't get in my way. That alone was enough for me. Mammon looked at the passing girls and the furnishing of the dorm with interest. Without paying her any particular attention, I hurried back to my room. In front of my room was my roommate, who had already changed into her prison clothes, chatting with some girls from the room next door. When they noticed me hurrying back, they blatantly changed the topic of their conversation. They lowered their voices, stealing glances at me. Wow, what fucking weird bitches. I acted like I didn't notice, went into my room, changed, and hurriedly went into the corridor. Everyone was already lined up.
何これ？おかしい。ここってお嬢様学校じゃないの？刑務所みたい。バカみたい。
やっぱりそうよね。私もそう思ってるわ。刑務所よりさらに厳しい点は、素行が良くても刑期が短くならない点かしら。
After bitching for a bit, I noticed. Having someone to listen to your complaints felt surprisingly good. Fortunately, Mamon's form can only be seen by the summoner, me. And of course, there's no need to speak out loud for this conversation. All I have to do is speak inside my mind so no one else can listen. Magic and the friends created by it might actually be not so bad.
こいつら、揃いも揃ってもやしみたい。生きてないって感じ。
やめなさいよ。毎日姿を見られたら大変よ。
夢も希望もかけらほどもない人間なんて、半魔法の塊だもの。私の姿なんて、絶対に見えるわけがない。見ることもできない、下等生物どもが。
あなたは、その半魔法の毒素を持つ人間たちが、これほどいる中でも平気なの？
エンジェ様が、私を権限させてくださる限りは平気です。ただ、私を権限するために、常に集中しなければならないでしょうから、日常生活がおろそかになる可能性がありますよ。ほら、同室の子に呼ばれてません？
後宮さん、聞こえてる？来週からの終盤なんだけどさ、ちょっと相談があって。
We'll talk about what? Probably about pushing a few more chores onto me. Well, if she tries that shit, she's gonna get smacked in her fucking mouth. My roommate, who normally would never even look me in the eye, was smiling at me unpleasantly. Ugh. Weird. But I'll have a much easier time having the weekly duty push onto me and doing it alone rather than being forced to do it with her. Oh, Angie, don't be such a pushover. That's a small price to pay to have her continue to ignore me. Yet, after the shameless excuses, she transitioned into pushing a completely different point, insisting on flipping the issue on its head, as if I should have come forward and done it of my own initiative. What? What? One of the special traits of this academy is that it's full of girls who don't know how to ask for a favor.
何この子、ムカつく。眉間に思いっきり私の杭をねじ込んでやりたい。
Oh, me too, girl. Me too.
ぜひ今度お願いするわ。
Oh, please. Everyone in here. Yeah, having a friend nearby all the time to complain to makes me happier than I thought it would. The Seven Sisters really were lively when they were all gathered together. I'm sure that just watching them mess around would be a lot of fun. I've decided I'll do all I can to quickly gain the magical power to summon all of the Seven Sisters at once. And then I'll keep training more and more and more and summon the thing that I really want to summon.
エンジ様が本当に召喚したいものって
I was
何
gonna
です
ask
か？
that same question. Mama noticed my conversation with myself inside my head and asked about it blankly. I hesitated over whether to talk about it, but then thought that it wasn't anything to hide and told her.
家族よ。
Okay.
お父さん、お母さん、お兄ちゃん。
それってつまり死者の魂？異界の住人を呼び出すのは召喚だけど、死者の魂を呼び戻すのは反言で、それは全くの別物。
She's knowledgeable in this.
かなりの大魔法のはずですよ。
I know. So much so that even Maria One-chan can't do it at all. The thing I most want to call with magic. But that's the thing I want to most call fuck whatever. You know what I'm saying. I've been warned that it's a very difficult high-level magic. So great that, in the worst case, I might not necessarily reach that point, even after training for my whole life. I'm sorry for being so ghetto with my words. Furthermore, I have no vessel. A vessel is something vital for making magic succeed, whether it be summoning or resurrection. I'm trying not to talk ghetto. I'm trying my best to speak every fucking letter correctly. Because I don't have one. What would already have been difficult magic instead became hopeless. Or illiterate, I mean. That's right. I have nothing to remember mom or dad by. However, by an extraordinary coincidence, I do have something to help me remember Oni-chan. And that's this.
そのピンクの玉の頭飾り？
Oh, the ones that are on her
何そ
head?
れ？言っちゃ悪いけど、エンジェ様にはちょっと安物っぽい。
Well, yeah, where'd she get those?
お父さんに内緒で、お母さんと一緒にお兄ちゃんに会って、遊園地に遊びに行ったことがあるの。そこのクレーンゲームの景品。
I know it's something cheap. I realize that it doesn't match my style, and I get that it's too childish. But this hair accessory is the only thing that makes me feel as though Battler Oni-chan is by my side. Oh boy, Battler. My boy met such a terrible fate, getting shot by fucking Ava. The inside of the glass case had been filled with plastic capsules, packed with fun-looking things. It seemed that each of those capsules had some kind of cute little object inside. The game was to grab those with the crane, but I was young and it was too hard for me. No matter how many times I tried, I didn't even get close. Mom told me that whatever was inside was probably cheap anyway, and we didn't even know what it was. So there was no point in getting all upset over it. But whether it was something cheap or not wasn't the issue. The process of grabbing happiness with my own hands felt very important and sacred to me. So I wanted that capsule with its unknown cheap little object more than anything. Then, Battler Oni-chan came over after finishing with a game where you shoot soldiers with a gun and had it go in my place. This has got to be it. Yo, look at how cute this is. My boy Battler. This is my motherfucking boy with his half little sister. So that's Angie. That's Lil Angie. Yeah, she had like some, I don't know what that is. She had some shit. This instead of those little pink ball things. Look at how cute she is. And my boy too. Oh man, my boy, he's such a good fucking dude. I love him. I just love him. The happiness that was beyond my reach, Oni-chan stretched out for with his longer arms, and he grasped it for me. Oni-chan really was coordinated. Apparently, he often played at the arcade with his friends. After only 1 or 2 attempts with the crane, he grasped that thing on the other side of the glass that I hadn't even been able to touch, and dumped it into the exit chute. When Oni-chan tossed me that capsule, I remember feeling like I could count on him for anything. For the next several days, I felt like the capsule was too precious to open up. Then, one day, I finally opened it. And when I did, what revealed itself from inside was this pink bead hair accessory. Since that day, this has been a symbol of Oni-chan. My young mind thought that getting that 4-person family together with Battler, Oni-chan included, was a precondition for a happy family. So I wanted Oni-chan and Dad to make up quickly. In my own way, I had made this hair accessory a charm to bring my whole family together. That's why I always wanted to wear it, always used to wear it, because I wanted to feel my reliable, funny, and wonderful Oni-chan by my side all the time, and give him a place in our house. Oh wow.
お兄ちゃんの記憶はあまりに遠い。
Listen, I started feeling really sad right now. And then I started to ignore that and feel happy. Why? Because I started thinking about what Maria said a couple chapters ago again. I started feeling very sad because this is what Angie had and lost. Then I started thinking about what Maria said. To just focus on the happiness pretty much.
マリアお姉ちゃんがライオンのぬいぐるみからサクタラを生み出したようには簡単にできない。私は死者の魂を蘇らせる大魔法をいつか必ず身につける。そして、それを成功させられる唯一の鍵が、よりしろがこれなの。
なるほど。その頭飾りにものすごい魔力を感じてたけど、そういうわけなのね。
魔力？お兄ちゃんのこれに魔力が宿ってるの？
園児様が宿らせている。と言うべきかもね。園児様の兄を呼び出したいという強い思いが魔力を与えている。確かに、反言は大魔法だけど、園児様はその魔法のために無意識のうちに着実に階段を登っているのは間違いない。
嬉しいわ。私以外の人にそれを認めてもらえるのは。
Your own effort isn't something that you can observe by yourself. In that sense, even though these words came from a dangerous demon girl who governs one of the 7 deadly sins, they made me very happy.
反言の魔法に至るのと寿命を全うするのとどっちが早いかだけは私には保証できないけれども。
Oh, she's gonna be just like
で
Kinzo?
も挑む山の高さが高ければ高いほど魔女としての力も比例していく。エンジ様はくじけることがなかったならきっといつか私たちの元の主ベアトリーチェ様に匹敵するほどの大魔女になれると思います。
なれるかしら。大魔女になってお兄ちゃんを、家族を蘇らせることができるかしら。
反言の魔女エンジェ教。素敵。反言の魔女はかなりレアな魔女です。そんな魔女がご主人様なんてちょっと鼻が高いです。っていうかむしろそうなってほしいものです。家具の価値も主の格に比例しますので。もうベアトリーチェ様さえ抜いちゃって天下無双の大魔女になってくださいね。煉獄の7姉妹を代表して心より応援申し上げます。
I support her too. I want my girl Angie to get everything she wants. I thought that if a magical friend were to appear for me too, I'd like a cute kid like Sakutaro. But even this 5th sister of the frightening 7 sisters who governed the 7 deadly sins was enough to calm my heart this much all by herself. Maria One-chan probably knew this long ago. That's why she recommended the world of witches to me over and over and over again. And I kept on stubbornly rejecting it. I should have given in and started my training as a witch sooner. A year as a child compares with 10 in old age, was it? At this point, I find my past self deplorable for wasting precious time doing nothing but complaining. Me too. Long after I turned off the lights and slipped into bed, Mammon continued to talk to me beside my pillow. I promise, one day, for sure, I'll develop a magical power that can summon the 7 sisters, and I'll let them have a lively and fun time. The 7 of them make a single whole. None can be left out. Family must be together. I must bring them together. Oh, I thought that was gonna be the end. My awareness began to return slowly. I hadn't been able to stand watching Aunt Rosa and Maria One-chan's relationship, and had run away from Beato and Oni-chan's game, hadn't I? Yes, we're back here! I've got to go back. I've got to go back, support Oni-chan, and quickly bring him back from this world and its crazy witch games. Because as long as I'm here, I'm not permitted to call myself Angie. Suddenly, I felt someone's presence. Is it Burn? Oh, it's Mammon. When I turned around, there stood Mammon.
グレーテル様、そろそろお戻りになられないとゲームの進行に差し支えるとベアトリーチェ様が仰せです。
Gretel, I forgot.
速やかにお戻りになられますようにお願い申し上げます。
ありがとう。もう戻るわ。
よかったじゃないですか。
何が？
バトラーお兄ちゃんに出会えて。
It is.
皮肉？
そう聞こえるならそういうことにしてもらってもいいですけど。
ごめんなさい。言葉通りに受け取るべきね。ええ、そうよ。こんなおかしな世界であってもお兄ちゃんに出会えて心底に嬉しいわ。
Oh,
そして
come on.
お
Say
兄
it
ちゃ
with
んの
love.
ためにベアトリーチェ様に打ち勝つ？
ええ、いつまでもこんな世界で遊ばれてちゃ困るもの。そろそろお家へ帰る時間なのよ。だから私が呼びに来たわ。
せいぜい頑張ってください。私今の主はベアトリーチェ様ですので。
知ってるわ。1986年10月5日まではあなたはベアトリーチェの家具よ。そしてやがては私の友人になるわ。
そしてやがてはその友人を捨てるわけですが、何しろ。
Oh, what? Mammon moaned Mammon moaned as if she had bit her tongue, staggering as she clutched her chest. Apparently, the rule applies to people other than me as well.
大丈夫？それ結構辛いわよ。失礼しました。グレーテル様。いいえ、ありがとう。嬉しいわ、お兄ちゃんに出会えて。あなたの最初の問いへの答えよ。じゃあ、戻りましょう。私があまりぐずると、あなたが今の主人に怒られるわ。
はい。ご理解いただけて助かります。それではこっち。
マモン？
What? I'm sure Mammon had been about to say, well then, this way. But she stopped dead, as though the film had been torn off. It looked like she had suddenly frozen. Then I noticed. She wasn't the only thing that had frozen. Even the air and floating bits of dust had frozen in place. A world where it seemed like even time itself had frozen. Yes, it resembled It resembled what would usually happen just before Bernkastel appeared! But the atmosphere was different somehow. Then I understood. It wasn't Bernkastel, was it Lamb? It was the other witch. It was Lamb, wasn't it? I fucking knew it. So they're so strong they can pause time for everyone except for who they want to talk to? There she is, that
あなたには
bitch.
ルールの適用はないのね。
当たり前でしょ？ルールは他人を縛るためにあるのよ。自分をそれで縛るバカはいないわ。
Bernkastel is a witch who supports me, but this girl is different. This witch supports Beatrice. In other words, she's on the side of the enemy. But there's some kind of difference between her and Beatrice. There's something elusive about lambdadelta's existence, and Bernkastel's as well. How should I put it? Maybe like they're beings from a higher dimension. In any event, I'm still unsure about how to deal with her. The only thing that I'm certain about is that she is my enemy. No, just knowing that might be enough.
それで、私に何かご用？
まあね、あなたたちの会話に耳を傾けてたら、ちょっと面白い話になったんでね。あなたにちょっといい話を聞かせてあげようと思って。
あなたは私の敵のはず。そのあなたが私に得する話を聞かせる理由が思いつかないわ。つまり、耳を傾けた時点で負けということだわ。じゃあね、See you next time.
Oh my god, she's so cute.
誤解しないで。私の相手はベルンであってあなたじゃないわ。つまり、私とあなたが共に得をする話はあり得るということよ。
悪いけど、私には聞く気がないわ。
That said, I probably won't be released from this frozen time until lambdadelta is happy. That itself might be proof that she's a higher dimensional being than me. I haven't been given the option of not listening to her. About the only thing I can do is strengthen my mental guard and try not to be shaken by anything she says. She'll probably either try to make me believe something disadvantageous to me, or threaten me, or kill me. Look at her laughing.
そんなに身構えなくてもいいってば。私はあなたの誤解を解きに来ただけよ。いえ、ちょっと違う。ベルンカステルがあなたについた嘘を教えてあげようと思ってやってきたのよ。
What fucking
ベル
lie?
ンカステルが、嘘？
あなたはベルンに、ベアトを倒せば兄が帰ってくるような、そんな言い方をされたんじゃないの？
Made it sound?
さあ、あなたに話す気はないけど。
What do you mean, my brother coming home? I hadn't been promised anything that dreamlike. It was a promise with considerably low prospects, where I could end up with maybe one person, and only if I was lucky. But that's enough for me. Since I was promised an eternity of isolation, this faint but still non-zero chance was like a blindingly bright beacon to me.
ある意味ベルンのその約束は嘘ではないわ。ベルンがそう約束したのならきっと、あなたがベアトを倒せば、 バトラも両親も解放されて、あなたのところへ帰ってくる。
何の問題もないじゃない。
本気で？あの子は案外残酷よね。わかってて騙すなんて。
What are you talking
私が
about,
どう
bitch?
騙されてるというの？
Shoot. I've let her take the initiative. God damn it. Now we're entertaining this bitch. But I won't be released until I lend an ear to her story. So it's something I'll have to hear anyway. Even though I realize that I could be on the verge of falling into a trap, I urge her onwards.
今は何年？
このゲーム版の世界のこと？ならば、1986年10月4日よ。
その通
1986.
り。ならば、あなたがベアトに打ち勝ったなら、台風が去った10月6日に、島に囚われていた人々は帰還する。1986年の10月6日にね。
だから何？
あなたの1986年の10月6日はどうだった？親戚の家にいたんじゃなかったかしら。
What is that supposed to mean? I had been at the house of the only sumadera my mother trusted, Grandpa. We got a call. While I was playing with building blocks in the tatami room, we got that call. After watching to see that I had remembered, Lambdadelta smiled unpleasantly and spoke. What?
ねえ、あなたの1986年10月6日に、バトラお兄ちゃん帰ってきた？
What are you talking about? Even though I didn't understand what I was being told, I noticed an unpleasant sweat seeping out all over my face. I don't understand. I don't understand. I don't understand. Me, myself, I don't understand. What the fuck is she talking about? What is this witch saying?
いい？あなたがベアトを倒せば、バトラは確かに解放されるわ。そしてお家へ帰るでしょうね。1986年のお家。
Wait a minute. Is she saying to his time? Like, we're in separate timelines. So I'm guaranteed to not get
だって
anything?
そうでしょ？バトラは1986年の10月4日から5日に
Is that what she's saying?
解放されたらその翌日に帰るのは当然でしょ？そしてあなたは1998年のバトラが帰ってこなかった1998年の後ろ宮エンジ。意味わかる？
何言ってるのあんたは。
I think, is that what she's saying? She's saying that even if we do win, in my timeline, Battler died and nothing can change that point. However, this is a separate timeline, a different game board. And because the outcome is already decided in my game board, Angie's game board of 1998, this game board of 1986, with Battler being fucking trapped, even if we do win, this is gonna be a separate thing and she's gonna get nothing?
10月6日に家族が家に帰ってくるのが素敵じゃない。私はすぐにおじいちゃんの家から帰るわ。そして私たちは出会う。めでたしめでたし。
後ろ宮エンジは家族に再会できるでしょうね。1986年に6歳の後ろ宮エンジね。
私って誰？
後ろ宮エンジよ、18歳。違うわ。後ろ宮エンジじゃない。そういう名前の魔女の駒なのよ。
What?
厳密にはエンジェ・ベアトリーチェという名の全くの別人。意味わかる？
I'm starting to think I don't. Huh? Who am I? Huh? Wait, what? What's going on? Is she not Angie? Wait, what are they trying to say?
意地悪だなって思うのよね。そういう経験なくもないくせにね。
私何か騙されてる？
ああ、でもどうかベルを責めないでね。だって考えようによってはあの子は嘘をついてない。ベアトを倒せば家族が帰ってくる。後ろ宮エンジのところへ。でもその後ろ宮エンジがあなたのことだとは言ってない
No
のよ。
fucking way. That's what she wanted. I fucking knew it. Oh my god. Was it like that? Was it like that? What did Berncastel say to me again? I fucking forgot. I know she didn't guarantee anything. Your assistance is needed. Your family needs it. Berncastel had started by saying that. Then I had responded, if I save them, does that mean my family will come back? And how had Berncastel answered that again? I cannot promise that. That kid did promise me. In exchange for accepting this fight, yes, this is what she said. In exchange, I will search for the fragment with the ideal world that you wish for. The world where your family comes home. Yes, that's right. She only said she'd search for it. She didn't say she'd find it. But I've been prepared for that from the beginning. Even so, she did promise that as long as I didn't give up, there was a faint chance of it happening. And in the end, she said this, I'm giving you a chance for revenge. In exchange, I promise to find and bring you the happiest resolution that it is possible for you to receive. Oh, but wait, so that's a good, what she said was good though. She said she'd promise.
辛い賭けになることを承知よ。だって私の1998年は家族のもの。絶対のゼロが揺らぐわずかな可能性と引き換えなら私にはそれだけで価値がある。仮に復讐を成し遂げても徒労になるかもしれないと事前に脅されてるの。だから
その部分に嘘はないわね。ベアとのゲーム版は完璧よ。あんたが立ち回ったところでベアとの敗北する可能性なんて生涯に一度のみ夢見ることを許されるかどうかくらいほんのわずか。つまり限りなくゼロとみなせるほどに絶対にその勝率はほとんどゼロ。
Oh, that's fucking
だ
ridiculous.
からベルもそういうお茶を濁した言い方になるのは仕方がない。でもあなたに夢を持たせた点についてだけは騙してると言い切れるわ。だって天文学的な確率を乗り越えてあんたが勝利できたとしても家族が帰ってくるのはあんたのところじゃない。この1986年に存在する6歳の正しい後宮エンジェのところへね。あんたのところにじゃない。ベルはそれでも100億のかけらをめぐりあんたに一番マシな世界を探すでしょうね。そしてその彼女が言ったんじゃないの。手土産に持参するつもりだが見つけられなかった。
言ったわ。
Look at this fucking bitch.
そろそろ気づいてきた？あんたこの戦いにご褒美が用意されてないのよ。いえ、それどころかベアと打ち破ればゲーム版は消え去る。そしてその駒であるあんたも消え去る。あんたに享受できるゴールは完全にいいえ私の名において宣言するわ。
No!
この絶対の魔女ラムダデルタの名において絶対にないと宣言する。
そんな。
Oh man, this bitch just shot us down?
それがペルンの嘘よ。煙に巻いたと言うべき。あんたに救いがあるかのように誤解させた。私はそれを解きに来たのよ。
つまり私はどう戦いどう勝利を収めようとも私のところに家族は帰ってこないの。
帰ってこない。絶対に絶対の魔女が絶対にって言ってるの。これってすごいことよ。私に絶対が与えられたくて歴史的建造物を捧げた古代の王たちが何人もいたのに私はそれを気前よくあんたにはプレゼントしちゃうの。これってばとっても素敵でキュートでマーベラスなことなのよ。
So we're guaranteed. So my girl Angie is guaranteed to not have her family even if she wins.
でも一つだけいい提案があるの。
Not good. I'm getting completely swept up. I knew I shouldn't have listened, and now the witch lambdadelta is starting to suck me in.
私の相手はベルンであってあんたじゃない。私とあなたが共に得をする話はあり得るとさっき言ったはずよ。最初から私はそういう話をすると言っているの。だから耳を貸しなさい。貸すしかないのよ、あんたには。
聞くわよ。聞いてやるわよ。
聞けばいいんでしょ。
I finally lost control over my emotions and exploded from the inside. I don't have a clue anymore. I believe that I was Anji, but at some point I stopped being Anji. That's right, I'm Anji, not Anji. With the big capital fucking letters? Then who am I? I'm not my parents' daughter, nor my brother's little sister. I'm just a piece in a witch's game.
そこまで悲観することはないわ。だってよく考えて。今あんたはバトラお兄ちゃんに出会えているわ。確かに自らの名を名乗ることはできないけれど、それでも少なくとも魔女と戦うゲームの味方同士という位置にいつまでも永遠に一緒にいることができる。意味わかる？
Frustratingly, I do. In other words, as long as Oni-chan keeps getting a draw in this game, it will be repeated forever. Continuing to draw means the game will continue for eternity. And it means that I, a game piece, can remain with Oni-chan. But if Oni-chan wins or else loses, and the curtain closes on the game...
駒であるあんたは消える。ゲームの駒の幸せは何？ゲームで遊んでもらうことだけよ。押し入れにしまわれて埃をかぶることじゃないわ。そうでしょ？
In the past, the Seven Sisters of Purgatory said it as well. Furniture's happiness is being used, not being stored away. That's right. I am now the witch's furniture.
話を少し変えるわね。実は私、このゲーム、永遠に引き分け続けてほしいと思ってるの。終わ
Why?
らないゲームは永遠の終わり。ベルンを今度こそ屈服させる未来永劫に開かれることのない絶対密室よ。
What?
ベアとはね、一応は勝つ気があるの。バトラを屈服させるという勝利。でもね、実はそれも私には困るのよ。だってゲームが終わっちゃったら密室が崩れてしまうもの。だから私、バトラが屈服することだけはないようにある程度の手心は加えてるの。安心して。バトラが屈服しかけると私は彼の味方になったりもしてるのよ。ただね、どうもベアとのやつそれにうすうす気づき出してる気がする。
Wait a minute, I kind of blanked for a second. Let me read that shit again. Okay, so I'm going easy on Battler to a certain degree to make sure he doesn't surrender.
This game に自分の勝ちは永遠にないんじゃないかって気づく。でもそこはさすが無限の魔女。ベアとはバカだからそれでもいつかきっと勝てる。それまで延々と無限にゲームを繰り返せばいいと楽観してるわ。金髪の女は大抵考えが足りないって決まってるものよ。
But you're blonde yourself. You've just called yourself dumb.
この魔女のゲームには勝利も敗北もないってことなの？
So we're just here for all eternity?
そして任せない。絶対に。
Oh fuck, she just said that.
ベル
Okay.
はそれに気づいてる。
Wait, isn't she supposed to say it in red?
そしてそれを破るために最も強力な駒としてあんたを見つけ送り込んできた。このゲームを終わらせるためにね。
このゲームを終わらせる？
終われば駒の役目ははっきり断言する。あんたは存在が矛盾してるのよ。自らの存在理由は自らを闇に葬り絶望するため。
My goal is to defeat Beato and release my captive family. and yet even if I succeed, I won't be rewarded. We're just fucked. Period. We're
そして
fucked.
勝っても報われない。だから私は第三の選択肢をあなたに持ってきたの。
Alright, let me hear
そ
it.
してその選択肢は私とあなたの利害を一致させるわ。
Okay. Continuing the draw forever.
そう
That's it?
永遠に引き分け続ける限りこの世界は崩壊しない。この世界は何？魔女とのゲームの世界。ベアトとバトラは永遠に戦い続ける世界。そして同時にあなたが永遠にバトラと一緒にいられる世界なのよ。
But she can't do anything with him. They're just gonna fight. That's all they're gonna do for all eternity. They're not gonna be able to go to fucking, I don't know, play games or just have fun as a family or do anything. My brain turned to mush. I could feel the chaos pouring from my eyes as a hot liquid. The heat of it felt like it was going to burn my face.
エンジェ・ベアトリーチェ、ゲームを終わらせあなたとバトラの交流できる世界を終わらせようとするのが目的のベルンカステルに。
But it's gonna be torture either way.
騙してたのよ。自分の駒になればあんたが救われるかのようにごまかしてね。でも私はそこをごまかさない。だから言うわエンジェ、私の駒になりなさい。私はベルンのように絶対にもらえない嘘のご褒美なんてちらつかせないわ。
But your rewards are just this forever. She's not gonna be able to do anything with this.
私の駒となる。このゲームが絶対に終わらないように私に協力する限り、私はあんたにこの世界が絶対に続くことを我が名において絶対に約束する。それだけじゃないわ。ボーナスもつけてあげる。あなたに課せられているルール、それを取り払ってあげるわ。まあもちろん私の駒になると誓ってもらった後にだからね。
My throat made a heavy, loud gulping sound. I shouldn't have listened. If I hadn't listened, I could have remained an innocent little sister, praying for my brother's victory. But I might be different now. I might have degraded into a witch's furniture, satisfied merely to be my only chance son.
兄を裏切れと言ってるわけじゃないんだからね。バトラが負けそうになったら全力で助ければいい。逆にバトラがベアと追い詰めすぎたら少し加減を変えてあげてほしいと。
No, I can't do that.
その程度のお願いをしてるのよ。大丈夫。バトラを裏切るほどの必要はないわ。バトラ一人じゃベアトには勝てない。だからベルンはあんたを送り込んだんでしょ。あんたが手を貸さない限りバトラは永遠にベアトには勝てない。とっても簡単でしょ。
The fucking laughing, yo. No, I wouldn't take it. I wouldn't take it because I mean, what a fucking. It doesn't seem worth it. I wouldn't do it, man. It just does not seem worth it. So I don't know, man. Cause it doesn't make that much. Okay, so my girl Angie, Burn said that Angie Ushiromiya will probably get her family back. Now then, our Angie, the game piece Angie, won't, because her outcome is certain. It already ended. She brought her back to a different timeline, right? Or to the quote-unquote main timeline, I don't know. And this reward, I guess, that lambdadelta is proposing, it doesn't make much sense because Angie isn't really going to be able to do anything. She's not going to be able to enjoy our time with her family. She's only going to be able to enjoy time with Battler, and enjoy is a little bit of a odd thing to say because she's not really going to be able to do anything except battle Beatrice with him for all eternity. She's not once going to go eat ice cream, go like she did in this episode, go to like an arcade with him. None of that. Not going to be able to see her mom. Well, she's going to see her mom, but she's not going to be able to interact with her at all. It doesn't seem worth it at all. Burn said that if she does win, which she has a Such a small chance of winning that it's certain that she's not gonna win. But Burn said that if she does win, that she's gonna look for a fragment to leave Angie in. The most favorable fragment. Man, I don't fucking know. I'm gonna have to end it right here. Think about this.